beautiful. I hope you're doing great. My name is Jacira, and in today's video we're going to be doing the Q&A. I'm back home, some more rest because I'm sick. My thyroid has been acting up. As you guys can see here, I have a rash, a huge rash, and it was much larger prior. I had a scan done. Everything is fine. I mean, they did find a few things there, but nothing to be worrying about. I'm feeling so much like the relief is huge, and oh my goodness, to those of you who wish me well wishes, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm feeling rested, but there's still some more rest to be done. I'm avoiding work for the most part. I was literally told to stay away from it, and so I'm trying to respect that. But since I'm home, I'm resting, I decided, why not sit down and film the Q&A. For those of you who are here for the first time, hello, my name is Jacira. I am 34 years old. I am an engineer, corrosion and materials engineer. I've been in the oil and gas industry, and now new energies, for the past 10 years. And I started YouTube 2 years ago. I started YouTube with the intention of cooking, because it's my second, it's like one of the passions that I do have. I love to cook, I just love cooking. But my first 3 videos were of me cooking, some of the things that I like to make for myself and my family. But, in the midst of all of that, I started shopping at Hermes. I got a BIRKIN after contacting the boutique maybe two to three times. It was my first purchase from Hermes. And then it pivoted because I saw that people were way more interested in the Hermes journey and whatnot, and how unusual actually my journey has been. I only filmed the Hermes video because my husband was like, show the people that that it can be positive, that things can happen to average folks like us. And and I did it. And so at the time that I filmed my first Q&A, I think I was around 600-ish subscribers, 600, almost 700 subscribers. And now, oh my goodness, we are over 1,700 subscribers. And to me, that is so big. Like, I thank you all so much who have subscribed to my channel. And to those of you who have migrated to my Instagram, like we chat in there, like I'm not very stuck up girl, I'm very easygoing. I will talk to pretty much everyone who addresses me with respect. But I feel like it's time to record a new video because on my previous, the videos are quite old. Things have changed. I've moved countries. I'm now in Luanda, Angola, my home country, for work. And my hair was really bad on that video. Like, I can't get over it. Like, I had to tie like two twillies to kind of make it work. But you know what? I digress. The most important thing about that video is that I'm very much myself. Today I'm a bit more comfortable with who I am, as a woman. And my son is now 2 years old. At the time my son was a baby still, So now he's 2 and acting like a teenager. It's a lot. But okay, let's go into the questions. Back to Angola, or you're still here? Well, I moved back to Angola. I'm no longer in France. And I've been here for the past 5 months. What do you do for a living? I am a corrosion and materials engineer. I work for a multinational company. I've been in the company for 10 years. I was in France for, let's say, further learning, for a different experience, to work with my HQ team. And my goodness, what an experience it was. Like, I have the best team. I was so well received, but they had no choice. I'm cool, like, and the person that I actually got paired with in an office, I met him before and I was so scared of him. Well, I wasn't scared, it's just that he was really cold and like just somber the first time we met. And then we got paired in the office and I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst experience ever. How am I gonna do this? But you know what? I'm going to put everything in God's hands. And lo que será, será. Whatever will be. And let me not come with any preconcepts. You know what? He's a person, and just like me, he has bad days, and maybe that was the case. Y'all, we became friends, and we are friends until now. My husband loves him, and he's just someone that I really do respect, and he's taught me Someone said, I have no questions, but I'm happy for your new family member. Oh, thank you. Yes, my new family member is probably my Kaale 28, because she's a vibe. Question that I got is, do you only shop with your local H boutique, or do you also buy items when you travel? I shop everywhere. Okay, so I lived in France, and while I was there, my boutique was 1 hour away, and it was a city, Biarritz, that I really love going because there's like Spain in France. And so, I mainly shopped at my boutique. My the 5 bags that I do have from Hermes, 2 picotins, 2 Birkins, and one Kelly special order. I got all of them from the same place, and all the other bits and bobs I've shopped in the boutique in Lisbon. I've shopped in Spain, and I think that's it. No, and I shopped in Italy as well, Milan, but I wasn't very successful. They actually showed me this compact, but I decided not to take it at the end of the day. I was just like, no. I have a constant compact wallet, and I just don't like the closure. And so another question, how often do you reach out to your SA? Now that I've moved, okay, when I was in France, I reached out to her maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, every month. And now looking back, I think it's a lot. 2 to 3 weeks, it's a lot. It's like, and then there were the times that I texted her, but texting was more when I already had something in mind and I wanted her to ship to me. And that was okay, but like me calling was like every 2 weeks, like there was a period there that I was quite addicted. Oh God, I was calling a lot, embarrassingly a lot. But you know what, now that I've been away, I think I speak to her maybe every 6 weeks, if I remember, because my life here is public. Another question, do you prefer living in Africa or Europe, pros and cons? It's very different, okay? I live in Angola, Africa, and here the cons are huge, because one, you can have a lot of help. You can have maids, you can have someone just taking care of your child, you can have someone just taking care of the house, you can have someone who just cooks, you can have all of these things, and it doesn't cost too much. However, like there is violence, of course, there is criminality, there are the levels, because you are targeted. Someone who works in the private sector like myself is looked at as maybe someone who is rich, when I just have an average. Okay, what is the average though? Like maybe average compared to Europe, or someone who is in Europe. So in Europe I have security, I have safety, I have good healthcare. Here I also have good healthcare, but it costs an arm and a leg, so for example, now recently I had an issue on my thyroid, and I just prefer to travel and to get the services quicker, and I won't budge when it comes to my health, okay? And I'm not gonna act like the country is perfect, that Angola is perfect, and everything's already readily available. Even if you do have the money to go to a hospital, a good one, you're still going to wait a really long time, and things are very slow, and you know what? And people will treat you badly too. So, there are things like health, security, and just my overall well-being, my mental, mental state. Angola is very nice. The parties are amazing. The people are really warm. The weather, guys, there's sunshine almost all year. The food is amazing. Obviously, I have my parents. I have my siblings. Some of my siblings are here. Some of my friends are here. Not many, because since I've been living abroad for such a long time, I made friends from all over the world. So it's like I reach out to those friends more, because the ones that stayed here are when I was a teen or preteen. So I don't really have like strong bonds here in Angola. But you know what? There are some people that I met here that I absolutely love, and that are super kind and just great overall people that got my back regardless. So yes, living in Europe, apart from security, safety, I haven't been able to make a lot of friends, but like that's fine. The friends that I do have are my girls and boys from college, and we've been riding this out ever since, you know, like there are ones obviously, especially when you have families and husbands and kids, you know, things drift, you know, you drift from people, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad in both. I've always liked fashion, handbags. I always liked fashion. I was always interested because my mom is quite a stylish woman, but I was the biggest tomboy ever. I always liked sneakers. I always liked baggy clothes. You know, I was very much an Aaliyah fan, and I've always been, and I think I'll always be an Aaliyah kind of girl. You know, I like her style and aesthetics, and I think it kind of prevailed because I'm not the girl to wear the tightest stuff. You know, I like that juxtaposition of maybe if I'm wearing something tight here, I'm wearing something loose at the bottom. I like to play with volume in that regard. My mom had like fashion magazines all the time at home, and she had magazines where Lady Diana used to be in there, you know, with her ensembles all over the magazines, and my mom was just like taking, you know, obviously we didn't have the money for Chanel and Dior and whatnot, and so my mom would take the magazine, cut it up, and take it to the seamstress and get her a blazer, you know, her two pieces and stuff like that, you know. That to me, like, it kind of comes from my mom. My mom she loves to get dressed. How did your love for Hermes start? Very randomly. After I had my son, after giving birth to my son, I felt like I was born to, and you know, I had to like have that mental shift of I'm worthy of nice things. I've been working really hard for everything that I have, and I want something that is just unattainable. And then at the time, Cassie Thorpe had unboxed her first Birkin 25. And for whatever reason, I was just like, ooh, that is such a cute bag. I want one of those. And I went to get my nails done in France, and the daughter of my nail tech told me, oh, they have a Hermes boutique in Biarritz, you should visit. Because we started talking about fashion, Louis Vuitton, and my nail lady loves that kind of stuff as well. So we were talking, and her daughter was like, oh yeah, they have a boutique in Biarritz, you should totally go there. It's really nice, they have everything. I went, and you know, I called, and then, you know, it kind of just blew from there. You know, I learned from going to the boutique and learning on YouTube and reading about it. It really interested me how they do the things, you know, and how restrictive it is. You know, it just interested me, and then I kind of got addicted to it, and now I'm just kind of on rehab and, you know, trying to get myself together to not go back to the state where I need to have everything all the time. Yeah. Plus, I'm in a country where I don't have MS, so it's perfect. How do you balance being a mother, a great mother, and a career woman? Oh, thanks so much, Andrea. You know, like sometimes I even have to wonder, like, am I a good mom to Oliver? Am I doing a good job? Because I work, and my work consumes me, and you know, I work alone. Everybody comes to me, and sometimes like I forget to just do the menial things, which is to call the nursery to know if Oliver is fine. But you know, thank God the nursery, the teacher that Oliver has, sends me pictures of his day to know how he's doing. You know, I've been very, very blessed in that regard. And then I pick him up from school, and we drive back home together, and we sing a lot, you know. So how do I balance it? I don't know, you know, I'm just figuring it out as well. Like, you know, it's my first child, and I'm learning. Yeah, and why am I getting emotional? I get emotional because sometimes I feel like I should be doing more. But it is hard when you have. What is your skincare routine? Guys, if you want, oh my goodness, get it together, girl. I like to have, if you like me to make a skincare video, you know, I feel like people won't watch this type of stuff, you know, on a luxury channel. But if you would like one of these, let me know in the comments. If I get like at least 10 to 12 comments, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do a video. But it's not very complicated. Do you cook often? I do. We have home cooked meals every day, almost every day. I have someone at home that cooks for us, but obviously there are days like the weekends she goes home because I'm human and she needs rest. Yeah, but we home cooked meals all the way. What's your favorite fashion item? Right now, My favorite fashion item is my Kaale 28. Why? Because I made her. I made her. Like, it doesn't get, I don't know, I never had an experience like this before. You know, this is not something that I went to the store and picked up. I mean, it's bad enough things are so hard to get, but like getting this bag in the exact specs that I wanted for myself, it's my favorite fashion item. What brands do you like for fashion? I am a big fan of Saint Laurent. I just love their aesthetics. I love Saint Laurent. It's probably one of my favorites. I absolutely love or fell in love with Celine lately. You know, like I'm not the girliest girl in a bunch. You know, I like to be comfortable. I love Fendi. Fendi with Kim Jones now has been absolutely insane to me. I was in Milan and I shopped Fendi. I bought my first silk shirt, and that shirt has me on a chokehold, a big one. I love Sandra Perez, of course. It's just affordable and great quality. I love Massimo Dutti. I would wear Massimo Dutti all day, every day, because that's just me. I like how it's not too sexy. I like how it's not too masculine. It's just like very covered and put together. I just love that. Another one. What's your favorite food and desserts? Guys, I have the craziest sweet tooth. I love all the sweets. You know, I'm very open. I will try everything. I love to eat. I used to be someone who didn't like vegetables. I used to be someone who didn't drink water. Guys, I've been sent to the hospital before because I stayed maybe a month or 3 weeks without drinking any water. This was in college. It was exams week, and I was only drinking Coca-Cola. You know, no, I was only drinking Coca-Cola, and once I was done with the exams, I started to feel like a crazy pain underneath my breast, and every time I, you know, inhaled to exhale, I felt like sharp pain. And I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I don't feel good. Mom, at the time we lived in Seoul, so I lived in Daegu, and my mom lived in Seoul in Korea, and I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm going to die. I called my mom. My mom, you know, asked me to take a taxi, to take a KTX, which is like the fast train, the bullet train, to Seoul. I was taken to the hospital, and guys, they had to clean my stomach up, y'all. I was so backed up. But I'm gonna stop there. It's gross, you know. I'm not gonna get any grosser than that. What's my favorite food? I love fusion. I went to this restaurant in Seoul. If you ever have the chance to go there. It's called Vatos, and it's a Korean Mexican restaurant. It's amazing. But I love French food, like French fine dining. Portuguese food is amazing. Spanish food is great. Thai food is amazing. You know, like I've been very blessed by my parents with the opportunity of traveling all around the world. And I've tried many cuisine. Oh, Moroccan food, don't even get me started. Like my previous roommate, well, we weren't really roommates. We had small apartments, you know, we shared a wall basically. She took me to a place to eat a chicken tagine with the preserved lemons. I ate the whole tagine. Like, guys, I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. Do I want more children? Yeah, I think I do. You know, like my husband doesn't want more kids, but unless it's a girl. Like if I guarantee to him that we're having a daughter, then he'll probably like do it. But like I don't think the sex comes from the sex gene doesn't come from the mother. Yeah, it's the Y chromosome that the man produces. So it's on his behalf, you know. So I don't know why he's putting all the pressure of having a daughter on me when it's actually on his side. So get it together, boy. Do you think your Hermes collection will ever be complete? If so, what would you need to complete it? Honestly, today, with 5 bags, I'm starting to feel like, you know what, this is it. And if I were to add anything to the bag, would be a mini Kaale, to the collection, sorry. It would be a mini Kaale. How long did your special order take? My special order took 1.5 years. If I'm not mistaken, I placed my order in August or September 2021. The bag arrived at my boutique in December 2022. So almost a year and a half, almost a year and 4 months, but I feel like it was a lot, you know, because I was told I was going to get the bag in August 2022. That didn't happen. I only picked it up this year, but I got it. But the bag arrived last year. Do you have any luxury bags on your wish list apart from Hermes? Yeah, you know, I tried a bag from Celine that kind of just, yeah, ripped my edges off. Like I want that bag so badly, and I have to really think it. Yeah. So why is your wish list so small this year? Well, because I don't want to overconsume. You know, and I'm now being very careful with how I spend my money and how do I present in the world. So my thoughts on the Hermes journey. I think that sometimes we can overcomplicate things a little bit. I think that I started things in a very different way. I am very assertive. You know, I think it's very important to denote that. When I started my journey, I didn't have the whole, ooh, it's very difficult, I'm not gonna get anything, the essays are mean. I didn't have any of that in mind. I went in there just like totally blind and ignorant, you know, if, per se. And I guess this ignorance has been able to get me a few bags. You know, obviously it hasn't been the same experience in Paris. I didn't have a good experience there. I've never gotten a slot at the leather appointments in Paris. Never happened for me. Always been shopping in one boutique, and it's been perfect that way. It worked out perfectly. Another question, hey, how are you buying designer items now? I remember you living in France, but now in Africa, a huge change, right? Well, I know that I moved to Africa, but guys, keep in mind that Farfetch, My Theresa, Neiman Marcus, all of those brands ship worldwide, and now like big brands are also shipping worldwide. So I'm not really restricted in that sense that I cannot get luxury. I can, but I prefer not to, because one, I don't have the chance, like the what do you call it? The shipping fees are crazy, customs, all of that. You know, I just prefer not to be paying like more than the item that I bought. Farfetch is quite good because I've seen some of my coworkers get it from work, and I also got ASOS and Zara and Mango. You can get them here, and it's totally fine. But with luxury, I want to be able to touch things first. I want to be able to think about it, evaluate it, reevaluate it, and then go for the purchase. All right, guys, you know, I hope you guys continue watching. I see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.